Hey Misfits. Today I want to talk to you about something I call a system scan. This is something that I already do for myself, and I actually did it today. And while I was doing it, I realized I could finally put in words and structure to it in a way that I could teach it to you. This is something that you can do anywhere at any time. You can do it quietly in your head. You don't have to speak it out loud. So if you're at work or you're around kids or out in public, this is still something you can use. Though ideally, if you can, do a system scan in a quiet space. Even just a few minutes alone, sitting in the bathroom, sitting in your car, stepping away from noise, because the more noise there is around you, the harder it is to hear what's actually going on inside. The radio, the TV, other people, all of that drowns out your internal voice. And for this, you need to be able to hear yourself. So if you have to excuse yourself for a few minutes to just sit and turn inward, that's not selfish. That's how you get a real read. So a system scan is not about fixing anything. It's about gathering information. When something feels off, low energy, irritability, fog, heaviness, numbness, our brain often jumps straight to the worst conclusion. For me today, that thought was, am I getting depressed again? And instead of believing that thought, I interrupted it and asked myself, are you sure? That pause is everything. So trauma teaches us to personalize discomfort, to assume something's wrong with us. But when you treat your body like a system, not a problem, you remove shame from the equation. You're not broken. You're just checking inputs and outputs. So this is the system scan, the baseline steps. This is the baseline framework that I use every time. Number 1, interrupt. Something feels off. Pause before the story runs. Sit with that for a minute. And then move to question. Number 2. Not what's wrong with me. Please don't do that. What else could this be? Look at it with curiosity. And then number 3, gather data. Look at facts, not feelings first. Ask yourself, when was the last time I ate? When was the last time I drank water? Am I cold? Overheated? How did I sleep? Is there pain, tension, a headache, a stomach ache? What's my environment like right now? So, number 4, test the basics. If you're not sure what it is, test one thing at a time. For example, if it's been more than 4 or 5 hours since you've eaten, have a small snack. Drink some water. Adjust the temperature. Step into a quiet space. You don't need a full meal. You don't need to overhaul your life. Just test one variable. And then number 5, wait. Give it about 15 or 20 minutes. Let your system respond. It takes about 20 minutes for your food to enter your mouth and for it to actually hit your belly and register, oh, there's food in there. So give yourself 15, 20 minutes to rest and digest. And then number 6, reassess. Did anything change? Keep asking yourself questions. Is the headache lighter? Is the nausea gone? Do I feel a little more present? Is my thinking clearer? So, number 7, update the story. This is the most important part. You update the narrative based on evidence, not fear. Today, my story went from I might be depressed to I was underfueled and cold. Very different meanings. Very different outcomes. Your lived example. Anyway, for me today, it turned out that I hadn't eaten enough. It was cold in my house, and my body was conserving energy. So I was a bump on a log. As soon as I warmed up and took a shower, I felt better. Not magically cured. Well, I also ate. But yes, so I felt regulated afterwards. And that's the point. A lot of us minimize the things that help us. We think they're small or not enough. Trauma teaches us to distrust that relief because calm used to feel unsafe. Like the other shoe was going to drop. But these small things, food, warmth, quiet, hygiene, they're not small to a nervous system that's been bracing for years. So healing does not mean you don't struggle. Healing means you notice sooner. You don't spiral as far. You trust yourself enough to investigate instead of accuse. Something's off. And I trust myself enough to find out why. I'm going to put the system scan questions in a caption so you can save this and come back to it when you need it as well. You already have the answers. Sometimes you just need a reminder in a moment of quiet to hear them. I'm Shauna Korn of Shauna Korn Mindset Coaching, a trauma recovery coach. I love y'all and take care.